Well, hey, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about building some redundancy into your systems here. And for demonstrational purposes, we are going to use my two Berettas. We're going to use the M9A1 up top and the 92X Centurion on the bottom here. Each of these guns is set up pretty much identically. The two key differences being the grips, the short reach trigger versus the standard trigger, and the two lights. Subtle difference being this is an F model, this is a G model. This has a front night sight, this does not. For purposes of what I use them for, it really doesn't matter because I can pick this gun up and have it feel the same in my hand as this gun. I can use the same holster to conceal this gun as this one. I can use the same duty holster for this one and this one. This takes replaceable CR123 batteries. This does not. Now, why did I do that? Because this is my duty gun, and if my batteries die in the middle of a shift, it's easier to pop these out and throw two CR123 batteries into it than it is to sit and wait for this to charge for an hour and a half. That being said, if I need to use this particular pistol for duty, I can. I don't, because this is my carry gun. However, using the same holster, we'll roll that in right here. This is a TLR1HL accepting XFIR, I believe is what it's called. It fits and locks both of these in, as I will demonstrate momentarily. Now you're going to say, well, why are you using that Olight crap? Good question. On both of these firearms, and my one wild card that's over here, I used a TLR1HL. But for the life of me, I couldn't get through a magazine without having it back off to the point that it was almost falling off the Centurion and rattling incessantly on the A1. Your mileage may vary. A buddy of mine traded me some Olights for my TLR1s, and I'm looking back on that with no regret because these both stay on, the TLR1 didn't. And then if you're going to tell me, well, this is Chinese junk, the TLR1 is actually Chinese made as well. The only American made light that I'm aware of that will fit a readily available duty holster or concealed carry holster is the Surefire, and they're Democrat donors. So I have my Surefires. I don't use them. They're not as bright as these or the TLR1s were. I like the switches better on these and the TLR1s. That being said, I wanted to keep these two firearms as identical as possible. That way, the manual of arms was similar, the practical use and application was similar. Double action, both on the first shot. Follow-ups are single action. Difference being safety decocker. So if you decock with the A1, you have to remember to take it off safe. That said, you could do a G model conversion on this. I don't really have a desire to. I'm used to this pistol as it is. I like this pistol as it is. If I need to holster up at work and I'm in a dicey situation, I can safety it and then holster it. And the way I grip and draw, I sweep the safety. And you can poo-poo that if you want or not. That's entirely on you. This is my video. Go make yours if you disagree. This one, decocker only. Same premise, except that you can't safety it. You can decock it and holster up. but there's no safety. I actually prefer this model. However, when I bought this, that wasn't available. So, further expanding on why these are redundant systems. They shoot similar. With the Wilson Combat grips, they feel similar. With the same lights, they function similar. They both eat from the same magazines. I can use factory magazines for Beretta ranging from 15 to, I believe, no, Beretta makes a 20 and a 30 round factory magazine. So I can go 18+1 on a factory magazine in this gun, with the same 18+1 in a factory magazine on this gun, and then back them both up with the same 20 round magazines on my belt. And the difference being where I carry it on duty and off duty. However, the manual of arms, again, remains the same. The feel of the firearm remains the same or similar enough that I'm comfortable with it. Let's see, what am I leaving out here? The Centurion is slightly lighter. I don't know what the actual weight difference is. It's not much because the slide on the Centurion is a bit beefier than it is on the A1, simply because they had to beef it up around the dovetail for the front sight, whereas this is a milled-in front sight. What else? I would assume there's some evening out because this is a Vertec grip under the Beretta bubble butt here, as opposed to the standard Beretta bubble butt on this one. Say that 5 times fast. With training and practice, you should be able to shoot both of these firearms adequately. Again, your mileage may vary. I am very comfortable with both of these to do my job at pistol distances. And I'm going to throw one wild card in on my idea of redundancy here. Let me just pause us up and get right back to you. All right, Beretta's off the table. We have a 4th generation Glock 23. For those of you that don't like the 40, I'm terribly sorry. For YouTube, are you listening? This is a Strike Industries +2 base pad. It is already inserted in the gun. There are no bullets in this. This particular firearm was my first duty gun at my current job when I thought everybody was still hot to trot on the 40 caliber. This also has an Olight with replaceable batteries and a laser underneath. It came with the whole trade bundle, right? As far as a wild card goes, I was heavily Glock invested when I started working with that department, until I realized that some of my coworkers were using people that carried similar firearms as mag caddies. They had zero intention of laying well-placed shots and just asking for a mag. Shoot House tells you a lot. It is lighter than the Berettas. It is smaller than the Berettas. Even with magwell and 2 extra rounds of 40 caliber and that big ass gargantuan light on the front of it. However, it shoots extremely well. It's been 100% reliable except for when I induced malfunctions in it. If you have a 9mm, this will give you 5 rounds, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. That being said, I can pick up any of my other 9mm Glocks that are stored away, and they will function exactly the same as this particular pistol. So there's redundancy built into that as well. However, I prefer this one just for the way it feels in my hand and the way I shoot it. This does ride on a duty belt from time to time. This does ride in a concealed carry holster from time to time. Just depends on what I'm doing, if I want weight savings or if I want the pocket freight train of the 40 caliber. And I'm not here to get in a caliber war. If you don't like it, don't use it. It has its place. I enjoy it. So with that being said, redundancy. Do you have a backup to your primary firearm? Yes, I do, as evidenced over there. And there are more of these upstairs. Do you? You should if you can afford one, just because shit happens. You may want the larger version of said firearm on any given Sunday or any other day that ends in Y. So, for a size comparison, let me pause this up again here. See if I can get everything on camera. So there you have the full-size Beretta versus the compact Glock. This is a 4-inch barrel, and this is a 4.7-inch barrel. So you're jamming a whole lot more pistol into a holster and then into your pants, which is why generally I don't carry this one anymore. The lights definitely make up for that as far as material that you're jamming into a holster and then jamming into your pants. However, again, your mileage may vary, and I will show you here momentarily. So if I were to carry that gun, that's what it would look like in a holster. You've got a whole bunch of excess barrel and slide protruding past the light. And we'll go size-wise against the Centurion. They're a whole lot closer size-wise. That's a 4.25-inch barrel with the same light underneath it. So you're kind of matching size-wise fairly well here. And again, the protrusion is going to be on the side of the light rather than on the front end of the gun, be it the slide and barrel. Grip size, without the Strike Industries base pad, these two are both similar as far as grip length goes. To pop this one into a holster, you're putting a lot less into your pants and a lot less discomfort with it. Now, there's people that are going to say, oh, it's not supposed to be comfortable. Yeah, it's not. But it's comforting, not being uncomfortable. And then as far as Glock goes, we'll do that so you can see it. Again, that just carries very similarly to this, actually, if you were to line up clips, because the light is the part that's going to be poking you in the leg or poking you in the buttocks, as Forrest Gump would say. So all these guns can be similarly carried. If they're in the same family, they can be reasonably carried in the same holster. This will fit any of my compact frame Glocks, compact slide Glocks. This will hold anything with this light on it, whether it's a TLR1 or an Olight Valkyrie 2 variant, I believe is what it is. The two Berettas will eat from the same magazines. The Glock, obviously, has its own family of magazines that it eats from. The nice part is that I can take any magazine for this gun and use it in my duty weapon and vice versa. This is its own animal. It will take any 40 caliber Glock magazine. This is the only 40 caliber Glock that I own. So it is its own standalone system, which is why I labeled it the Wild Card. Anyway, I hope the talk on redundancy was a little bit on the helpful. Actually, pause it up one more time. So this piece of information came up in a few other people's videos as far as carry ammo goes. Again, we're redundant on this. Duty ammo, 9mm, Federal HST 124 grain plus P. 9mm, Federal HST 124 grain plus P. 40 caliber, Federal HST 165 grain. It's our department issue ammo with that going across caliber, obviously. And if it works good enough to go with me on duty, It definitely works good enough to go with me off duty. And if you want to see what the HSTs are capable of, just go watch some ballistics videos. These rounds are probably some of the best you're going to see as far as penetration and expansion goes in a modern hollow point, based on what I've seen, based on FBI studies, yada yada, blah blah blah. Anyway, now that I've talked your ear off enough for one Sunday, I'm going to cut out of here. Catch you in the next one. Be safe. Watch your six. Out for now.